Hi everyone, it's Katie from Paradise Falls family. In this video we're continuing our Florida 2023 vlog series with an overview of the Beach Club Resort at Walt Disney World in Florida. We'll briefly take you through our short stay, how we spent our time and what's on offer at this wonderful resort. This was the second of 2 Disney resorts we stayed at on this trip and arrived at the Beach Club after we'd enjoyed 3 fantastic nights at the Grand Floridian Hotel, and you can check out that vlog on our stay there in the same series playlist as this one. The Beach Club wasn't somewhere we'd thought too much about previously, given that it's quite difficult to get a DVC reservation here. However, we were awarded a 5-night stay by Disney following an issue on a previous trip, and so we decided to take advantage of this and book a stay at the Beach Club. So with 5 nights and 4 full days here, we decided to spend 3 of those in the parks and 1 day enjoying the resort. As usual, we'll cover our park days in separate vlogs, so make sure to subscribe so you can check those out in the coming weeks. You can also find our planning vlog in the Florida 2023 playlist. We arrived at the resort having spent the 2 previous days in the parks, so we were enjoying a more relaxed day, having spent the morning at the Grand Floridian and with brunch at Ohana at the Polynesian Resort. We'd hopped on the monorail around to Magic Kingdom and then caught a bus to the Beach Club really easily. It was a little early in the day when we arrived, it was around 3 PM and our room wasn't yet ready, so we went down to the pool for an hour while we waited. The pool, which is called Stormalong Bay at the Beach Club, is probably the best on Disney property. It has multiple interlinked pools, including a fantastic water slide starting from the top of a pretend shipwreck, a lazy river, a whirlpool, multiple hot tubs and a shallower pool with a sand bottom. Around the pool there are also seating areas spread over several levels and decks, with Hurricane Hannah's waterside bar and grill also handy for a snack. Given that the pool area is so great, it also means that lots of guests choose to stay and spend the day here, so we struggled getting to the pool at this time to find any loungers and had to do several laps of the area before we were able to find anything. The Beach Club Resort is adjoined to the Yacht Club Resort and both share the pool areas and bus services, with the hotels wrapped around the feature pool. This means it's really easy to spend a day at the pool and easily pop and grab something to eat elsewhere in the hotels. Both the Yacht and Beach Club have great dining options located in the central area between the hotels, including Beaches and Cream, Ale and Compass, Captain's Grill, Yachtsman's Steakhouse and Cape May Cafe, to name but a few. Both hotels then have a central building and lobby with a shop in each and a marketplace in the Beach Club for extra snacks and bits and pieces. Both also have additional smaller pools for those staying further out, including out at the DVC villas where we were staying, although we never managed to get to these with the draw of Stormalong Bay. The resort's back onto Crescent Lake, which I'll talk more about later, and this is where you'll find the beach area, marina, the fire pit and a volleyball court. After around an hour, we received an email confirming that our room was ready. We'd been assigned room 325 on the 3rd floor of the Beach Club Villas, so we had our luggage sent up, which had been transferred over from the Grand Floridian by Disney directly, and then we spent some time settling in and unpacking. Our room was very nice, although perhaps a tad dated by comparison with the Grand Floridian, which we'd just left. We had a double bed, a fold-out sofa bed and another separate single fold-out bed, so it was perfect for the 4 of us, with plenty of room for luggage. The bathroom was nice and spacious, and we had a balcony overlooking the grounds and where we could see the Epcot fireworks each evening, which was great. The Beach Club is themed after a New England style beach resort, and the theming in the room was a very similar style, which we thought was nice, perhaps not quite as wow as the Grand Floridian room though. We didn't request a specific room, which I know lots of people do, but when we checked in we made sure to request a room without an adjoining door, for a bit more peace and quiet, and this really made a difference, having had quite a bit of noise in our last room through this door. If we're being picky, the room was a tad dated and worn, perhaps due a refurb, but nevertheless it was still a great stay and we'd happily come here again. We'd pre-booked dinner at Beaches and Cream for around 4:30 with some friends of ours, so we made the short walk down to the lobby to the restaurant. Beaches and Cream is a popular sit-down diner-style restaurant where you can get great burgers, fries and ice creams, and it has a nice relaxed atmosphere. We had a lovely meal, and as we were in a big group, we decided to attempt the famous kitchen sink. I think we did have eyes bigger than our stomachs here though, and made a pretty poor attempt, but it was loads of fun and the kids really loved it. The meal came to around $100 for the 4 of us, including our share of the kitchen sink, so actually it was pretty good value. We spent the rest of the evening relaxing in the pool, which by now was much quieter. Early in the day it was incredibly busy and we'd struggled to find a sun lounger, but by around 6 PM it was almost empty, so we had a great few hours enjoying the slide, lazy river and cooling off. It's also worth noting that due to its popularity, the resort does operate quite a strict policy on only permitting resort guests to use the pool area. You're required to wear a wristband to enter to show you're staying at the resort, and you can get these very easily by scanning your keycard or magic band at the entrance of the pool with a cast member. Back in the room, we spent a few minutes catching some of the fireworks from the balcony all together before getting some much needed sleep. Our next day was intended to be a park day in Hollywood Studios, but unfortunately Eva wasn't feeling very well through the night, so we made the decision to switch up our plans and have a day around the resort resting and relaxing. We rearranged our park reservation on the app and cancelled our dining reservations and all enjoyed a lie-in. We spent the morning taking it easy in the room with a few takeaway bits to eat for lunch from the marketplace and the pool bar, salads, fries, sandwiches, etc. And then in the afternoon we had a slow walk around Crescent Lake to enjoy the boardwalk a little. Directly across the lake from the beach club is the boardwalk, a fantastic spot with shops and restaurants as well as the Boardwalk Hotel Resort. Some of our favourites are the Screen Door General Store, the Character Carnival and Thimbles and Threads, which all have a great selection of Disney merchandise. In terms of dining, some of the highlights are Jelly Rolls, Boardwalk Bakery and Trattoria Al Forno, where we've previously enjoyed a character breakfast with Ariel, Rapunzel, Prince Eric and Flynn Rider. This is currently unavailable following the pandemic, but we're hoping this comes back eventually as it was loads of fun. You can easily walk over to the boardwalk from the beach club by turning left at the beach and then crossing over a bridge a little further along the path. It's well worth the effort and we enjoyed stretching our legs and enjoying the peaceful walk. We did consider renting Surrey bikes, something which we've never done but always intend to, but decided just to take it easy on this day. Back at the hotel, we did a bit more shopping and enjoyed dinner at the Ale and Compass, where we'd managed to get a last-minute reservation. The Ale and Compass actually falls under the Yacht Club Resort and is a sit-down restaurant with a nautical New England theme, much like the Yacht Club itself, and has some great seafood options. We had a nice meal but probably preferred beaches and cream, which was a little more relaxed and had a menu more suited to our kids' tastes. Afterwards, we just about had room for dessert, so we shared some Coke floats from the Beaches and Cream takeout window before we called it a night. A lovely way to cap off a chilled day. After another good rest, we were all back to full strength and ready for some time in the parks. Today was a day in Epcot, which is just a short stroll along the river from the hotel, although you can also get a boat from the marina that takes you to the gates. We let the kids sleep in to get their rest, but we were up early at 7 AM to get a virtual boarding group for the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I've done a separate short on this on how to do this for Tron, and it's exactly the same method, so check that out in our YouTube Shorts playlist if you want a how-to guide. With the kids up, we then had cereal in our room and headed to Epcot via the top entrance at around 9 AM. We made the decision to rent strollers to preserve the kids' energy for the next few days, so we picked these up just inside the entrance and set off for a fun day in the park. I'll cover this day separately in another vlog, but we had a great time getting back to the hotel in the early evening just before the fireworks started. Our next day was another full park day, this time in Magic Kingdom. I was up early again for another virtual queue boarding group, this time for Tron as I've just mentioned. Again, we let the kids sleep in and we had breakfast in the room before jumping on a bus to Magic Kingdom, arriving just before 10 AM. We've already done a vlog covering our time in Magic Kingdom, so check this out if you're interested in hearing more about this park. It was a late one with us staying through to see the fireworks. The following day was our final day in the parks for this trip. It was originally supposed to be a resort day, but as we'd switched up our plans, we'd moved it around a little. We'd managed to get a park reservation at Hollywood Studios, and fortunately, the night before we'd snagged a reservation at the newly opened Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. However, we decided to only have a short day in the park. We'd been up late the night before and wanted some rest, and it was also Easter Sunday, so we wanted to enjoy some of the festivities around the resort. Being short on time, we decided to cancel our breakfast reservation at Cape May Cafe, which is a character meal with Mickey and friends in the resort. We were disappointed as we'd wanted to try this, but something needed to give, so we'll have to try and squeeze this in next time. Each of the Disney resorts puts on different activities over the Easter period, and in particular on Easter Sunday. They also sell special Easter merchandise in the shops, and you can even buy Disney Easter baskets, either pre-packaged or you can build your own provided all the items you want inside were purchased on Disney property. You just need to provide the goods with receipts and provide instructions on colours, who it's for, etc., and they will package it up for you in a lovely basket for around $15. These are great, and our two were over the moon that the Easter Bunny left these for them. For the day's activities, we'd spoken to one of the cast members in advance to check out the plans for the day. The theme for the beach club was to be Winnie the Pooh, with lots of activities and candy spots around the resort. One of the main draws is the Candy Scramble, which was due to be held on the volleyball court that morning. However, we were either given the wrong time or it was cancelled because of weather, as there was no evidence of a Candy Scramble when we arrived. With the rain coming down, all other activities were moved inside, and we found lots of candy spots with activities dotted between the two lobbies and the walkway between the two hotels. This kept the kids entertained, running back and forth and enjoying everything on offer, including a sneaky stop in the arcade next to Beaches and Cream. This is all completely free, and the kids got so many sweets, chocolate and toys. It's great that this is free and reminded us of the Halloween parties in terms of how much was given out to them. Loaded up with treats, we headed back to the room for the kids to sort out their haul before heading out to Hollywood Studios a bit before 11. Hollywood Studios can be reached via the Skyliner, which runs from just outside the top entrance to Epcot, a short walk from the hotel. We hopped on and changed at the Caribbean Beach Resort, arriving at the park around 20 minutes later. We only had a short day in the park, and although it hadn't quite been as planned, we had a fantastic time, getting back around 9 PM after a very tiring but fun-filled day. The next morning we were really excited as we were off to board the Disney Wish. We needed to be up early to sort out our luggage and get ready, and then we spent some time relaxing in the solarium while we waited for our transfer, which I'll talk more about in the cruise vlogs coming up. So that was an overview of our time at Disney's Beach Club Resort, which we hope was fun and useful. We had a lovely time and would definitely like to return and spend a little more time enjoying the pool and the boardwalk. The location was a big plus here, and we loved being so close to Epcot and the Skyliner, so we'd really recommend a stay in this area, either at the Beach and Yacht Club or the Boardwalk Resort. That's one that's really high up on our list as a resort to stay at for our next trip. In our next few videos, we'll talk through our time in Epcot and Hollywood Studios, so make sure to like and subscribe to catch these. In the meantime, if you've got any questions or tips about this resort or any aspect of our trip, then let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching.